Now, before we get into the Last Starfighter that was picked last week, I want us to get all your reviews and what you're going to say. I've got some things we're going to show, but we're going to show the movie trailer first.
That's awesome.
And see how different trailers were back then compared to today. This movie trailer is 3 minutes long.
Whoa.
Oh my God. It is
Jade.
long.
3 minute long movie trailer back in the 80s. Here we go. I'm sorry, man. It's just funny. It's like this guy's gonna run for president or something. You know,
he didn't have a dream.
He had a dream to be as far away from all of you people as possible.
Yeah.
I don't want nothing to do with you guys.
I also really like voiceover on trailers. That's just something I love. And they've gotten away from it. It's all text and like bad puns now.
Mm-hmm.
This is like Morgan Freeman-esque, right? Did I say that right?
Alex Rogan had a dream
to get away from all of you. That's a dream for a lot of people today. All right, let's.
You gonna bust the record.
All right, that I gotta pause it, everybody. It's YouTube. You're gonna bust the record, man. Who still says that today?
Yeah.
Also, I'm going to point out, why is the arcade machine outside? That really bothered me.
Me too.
I guess it doesn't rain.
And it's also
a
like
space arcade.
The nicest trailer park that I have ever seen. There's no weird drug addicts just hanging. I mean, I have some family members who, you know, like may be in the Zephyr Hills, Florida area that might have lived in a trailer.
He's got beautiful scenery, man, overlooking the mountains and everything. That's like $1 million prime real estate right there.
Yeah.
That's all I could think watching the beginning of the movie. I'm like, that is a cool trailer park. I would love to live there. And the restaurant looks cool. It looks like a fun place to hang. I was like, what's the problem?
It's more like a nice campground that people happen to live at.
Yeah, that's what it definitely looked like to me.
You're gonna bust the record. All right, so going back, this fun fact, this car was actually a DeLorean.
You don't
say. They tricked out.
Love that.
I love this car.
One of my favorite
So
cars.
tricked out DeLorean. Again, if you're wondering why, I got to stop it a few times just because YouTube, they like to claim and all that stuff. So just trying to be a little, you know. And these are the teaser trailers back in the day that literally told you the entire film.
Mm-hmm.
So we're basically going through the entire film as we speak. Yeah, they had one freaking arcade outside of whatever store that was. You have this kid. I'm assuming he's getting ready to go to college. What is he? So what? 18 years old is what he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was trying to get. Well, he was trying to get student loans to go somewhere fancy, and
that was the unintentional funny part. Is like he got turned down for a school loan. I'm like, what alternate universe is that in? Like I was like, okay, because that happens. Yeah.
Dude, Metaslave for a $100 donation, brother. Thank you. I'm such a geek for this film. I can recite it line by line. This is one of the greatest films ever, and we'll explain why. But holy crap! Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, Metaslave was a girl.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And you are a female. Sorry about that. I remember from last time. So thank you, Metaslave. You are a girl, not a guy. Not thank you, bro. Thank you, broette. Sorry about that.
Broette? That's
Broette.
even wilder, bro. Like, yo,
I thought Trump did away with that.
bro and broettes.
I'm sorry. Hey, Mike's making it worse. Metal Slave.
Sorry, I've never heard broette before. That's really good.
I'm trying to keep it positive. But thank you for the $100 donation. There you go. How about that one? Jay is non-binary. Oh, the chat is getting me now. Thank you, me. Wait, okay.
You called her broette, I think. Follow me on Criticless. I'm 3 away from 200. I got to beat Jay.
Oh boy.
2 away from 300.
200.
And anyway,
200.
Metal Slave, thank you so much for the generous donation. We might go through the trailer and pause. So if you guys want to just talk about the film while we go through it, that's totally fine. So everybody good at this point?
I mean, yeah, Robert Preston as a Centauri. I love that character. Like, it was this mix of almost like a Willy Wonka, not really Willy Wonka though. They just don't make characters like that anymore, where it's like, hey kid, I'm going to take you on an adventure. Like, that was so cool. Like,
yeah, get in my van.
Get in my van. I have some candy for you. I promise.
He's literally like, I promise it's not creepy.
One of the things that I thought was insane was when he beat the game, the entire community came out and was surrounding him, and they were really old men and women, and they were like, yes, you're playing a video game. Good job. You did it. It's like, whoa, wow, where?
It was like the greatest moment of their life to watch this young man come out and beat a video game.
Yeah.
That part had
Busted,
me
that
laughing
is.
so hard. I think I even wrote it in my review. It's like, first time somebody gets support for playing video games.
It's pretty it was though, like the first, like, unless there was one before that I don't remember, like the first gamer game. So it's like this started the trend for all of us gamers, you know, that actually playing a video game could amount to something pretty cool. The only problem is this was a game you had to pay to play. So, I mean, I guess when you buy games, you pay to play, but it's, you know, you had to like put a quarter in just to get it. And what I also love is that they understood their budget. They had a $15 million budget and they worked with their budget. Like the special effects for this character, he just took like a wash rag and rubbed his face, you know?
And
then they kind of put an alien over it a little bit, and then he just washed his face with a rag, and then he's back to normal.
A couple of eyeballs on the rag.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like they understood the assignment. So like it was.
Bro, it's
Now
so
Mo
dramatic.
hated the CGI.
What?
Oh.
Mo?
What? No.
Oh God!
No, I
Why am I
didn't.
not so?
I don't remember. I'm
Oh.
just saying it was great for back then. It was amazing.
Back when you could trust strangers.
Random man pulls up with a car and says, "Get in." You go, "Yeah, that's fine." Yeah.
Did they redo the special effects on this movie? Because I was looking, some of that CGI was a little too clean for a 1984 film.
No, but so I think what it is, it's like filled in vectors, like kind of what they did in Tron, but they could actually give it some like color and stuff, like Star Fox is what it you know, it was, but for 1984, it was fantastic. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of jarring now because we're always used to the newer CGI. I'm trying to let the younger generation know that, you know, I do Monkey Jeebus. I'm a destroyer of joy, so come along for the ride. But you know, I thought I like their hyperspace. I like the, you know, it's just it was good for the time. I'm not saying it was bad. I'm saying it was good for the time.
The more you say that, the less I believe you.
Yeah, I have to love the fact that they're saying like, yeah, he met. Okay, can you just rewind a little bit? I think they said something like he achieved his dream. There you go. His dream found him. But he goes up there and then he immediately quits. And he's like, nope, this is not me. I'm leaving. Take me home.
Dream found him.
I love that he gets with it. He's like, whoa, I was playing a video game. I don't know what you guys are all about. Please take me home. I was like, okay, Alex is much more responsible than I thought he was going to be.
It makes a lot of sense. It's not something that he signed up for. You know, he was a content to going up there. Like, if you think about how a reasonable person would react if you're pushed into a situation that you don't want to be in and you haven't thought about it at all, you're not going to want to do it. It makes sense that he just wanted to go home.
I'm also going to say something that sounds very weird. That probably sounds weird from a movie review standpoint, but I liked the economy of use on the the set when he first gets there. You can tell it's one set, but they used it for like 4 or 5 different little moments there. Like there's the time when he's walking away and trying to tell everybody he wants to go home. And then there's the scene with Centauri where Centauri's trying to, like, it's all these different things that are shot in, you can tell, one single space. Probably going to that $15 million budget there.
Oh, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying,
Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, Mo, you
As
lost your camera.
Yes. Apparently I'm getting attacked for my special effects take.
The this scene right here where there's definitely a guy underneath the sign just shaking it, you know, to try to demonstrate like the car's going really fast. It's like, it's little things like that is I think that makes the movie really cool. And like you said, they probably had one little space set that they just shot in different angles for everything, just to maximize their budget. What were we going to say, Mo?
Oh, I was going to say the enemy starship was like a closet. It was the smallest set. It had like one bridge, and it was like 8 feet by 8 feet. And they just had the aliens with the monocle, and the bad guy with that melted the guy's head, which that was creepy. I forgot about that.
That upped my violence rating a little bit.
But not as creepy as Beta transforming. When he pulls down the sheets, you're like, oh,
that was a little weird.
That was
a little weird. All right, like the haircuts, man, were a little,
bro.
Yeah, I gotta say, I appreciate when the aliens look like complete dorks. You know, that's a
colonial period, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're still on the teaser trailer. Yeah. Someone said that looks like Ryan. Holy crap!
Like literally the end of the movie.
I know this
Yeah.
is the ending.
They're just
That's
telling you the
exactly
whole
what I
film.
was thinking when I came back, and I was like, "Wait, we're kind of halfway through the trailer."
Pretty awesome.
Nuts.
This is the kind of thing that if they put it out 2 weeks later, we're like, they're desperate.
Yeah, exactly. For every Earthling.
That's crazy.
I'll say I
Some
love the
diabolical
theme.
work there. Yeah.
I love the theme music.
The Last Starfighter.
The only thing not in this teaser trailer was like the beta unit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the beta unit was hilarious. It's like she tried to put her tongue in my ear.
Wow.
Should I start putting my tongue in your ear now?
What do you call that? Gland?
Yeah.
Yeah, gland.
Gland
Yeah.
games.
Gland
Gland
games.
I'm not familiar with your gland games.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with your gland games. Well, it also gave us one of these awesome scenes, and then we're gonna go through each person's Criticless score and what they thought about the film. I thought this was awesome.
That was one of my favorite parts. He takes out like a little circuit board to transfer all of the power to the ship. He's like, hold on, let me get this 5-volt thing hooked up to this 5. Ah, I got it. You know, obviously back then
he's
he
just
didn't
kind of
care,
having
but
it there with some cables, and he's just going like this. Yeah, this is how you do it.
I don't know why they just died randomly, but
They're like, I guess I'm done.
Killed me.
Reminds
The
me of
lighting
Star
too
Trek,
bright.
where like something on the outside of the ship gets shot, and so the panel right in front of somebody's face explodes. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's a safety problem more than
yeah.
anything else.
What do we do? We die.
I love it.
It's so good.
Well, I mean,
He had to get his little monocle out too. It's like, hey, we die. Yeah. Well, if the stream stops, sorry to the almost 700 plus people here.
All right.
You know.
thank goodness we had that unlocked escape pod we let the guy get out of. And didn't
Yeah,
have any votes.
exactly. Also, again, before we get into, I just want to show just some cool little featurettes here. The Last Starfighter did have action figures, and they're being sold right now on eBay for $1,000. You can get
Oh
three.
my God.
Jesus.
Yo.
Yeah, there they are. I didn't know they had action figures,
Wow.
remember
but
those.
that would be kind of neat. Be kind of neat to have.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, those
and
are
then
sick.
also, if you wanted to get, I guess, a Starfighter, they have those for sale as well. I found these on eBay, but there was also like some on Amazon. Some of them look pretty neat. For what it is, $139, and different merch as well. So for those of y'all that really, really love this film, there's a lot of stuff you could buy for
like the
for this
patch.
movie. I think it's neat. I think that's really awesome.
I think they did a great job with it. This is something that if I had watched it in the 1980s, I would have loved it.
Yeah.
I think so. Well, who wants to go first?
I'll rip the Band-Aid off. I'll go first.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. You got you.
I gave it an 80%. I had never seen this before. I knew virtually nothing about this film, but I actually had like a really good time with this movie. It was like weird. It splits the perfect balance between taking itself just seriously enough, but also a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor. Dude, I had so much fun with it. Some of the weird stuff that we joked about doesn't age super great, is like a teenager getting picked up by a strange man in the desert in the DeLorean. And the fact that he keeps going like, what is going on? And nobody explains anything to him. They just put him in a car and they say, it's a surprise. Don't worry. You'll find out later. Like, but yeah, dude,
You want to know what's crazy? Like Mike, like the one thing that I found that was really wild about this film was when he goes to outer space, he sees aliens, he figures out his video game is real, and then he's like, "Yeah, I just want to go home." So he just goes home and acts like, it was a typical Tuesday. Like nothing. I go back to my trailer park, and then there's a beta unit there, and he yells at his little brother, "Hey, don't say anything. I'm going to tell mom about your Playboys."
Yeah.
So
yeah. Tell mom
I love
about
how
your
he
mags.
was
Aliens are real,
searching
by
for
the
like a
way.
specific month. He's like, all right, where's April? Where's April? I need that month is the one I need.
Yeah.
Kid was
it's kind of
savage.
nuts. Yeah. You could see like the inspirations obviously from Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica and Flash Gordon and stuff, but I think that adds to the charm of it. It doesn't feel like it's trying to copy them. It just feels like it was heavily inspired by them. I had a good time with this movie. I really enjoyed it. The special effects didn't age super great, but I do keep in mind that would have been cutting edge back then. There was nothing like that back then, and I think that deserves the praise that it got, because those trailblazers opened the way for movies to get better and improve on things like that. So yeah, I loved it. I had a good time with it. I gave it an 80, like I said, because I don't have any nostalgia tied to this movie. And it's still very much a product of the 80s at times. I also love how invested everyone is in him playing this video game. And then at the very end, when the aliens come down, the old lady with the shotgun, and he's like, put that gun away, like, stop. Like, yeah. And everybody's like, they're complaining. They're like, what's this spaceship doing here? Why is it on my lawn? Like, it's like all the old women in the trailer park were just more mad about it messing up their flowers and stuff. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie a lot. I was surprised at how much of a good time I had with it. I'd probably like introduce this to my kids. So yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
80 over on Criticless. If you don't like his score, go and roast him, please.
Yeah, but I'm also over 200 followers on Criticless now, so let's keep that going.
Wow.
Got to keep the gap. I got to stay away from Jay.
All right. Sevi, you want to go next?
Yes.
All right.
Well, I only have 100 followers on Criticless, so please come and
you
follow
have
me.
more than me?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy work.
I only have 87.
I think I joined Criticless before you joined. So maybe that's why.
All right.
But I absolutely love this movie. I did see it when I was younger. So it definitely has some nostalgia attached to it for me. It was just so good. I was really surprised at I would say like the AI-ish, the robotic graphics that they use, but like Epic Mike said, like it is part of the time, and it kind of felt like it's probably something that they would have been able to do at that time with computers, because it felt like a really old computer game to me. But I really enjoyed it. It was so funny. It cracked me up the entire time. I really liked how everybody was so gung ho about him beating the game, and it was like this big achievement. and then he was like, "Yes, I succeeded in life by being in this video game."
Also, that's a great point. And also, I remember like his big achievement was to get accepted to whatever college he was trying to get accepted to
and get the loan.
And I remember during that time period, like in the 80s and 90s, that was like your whole life, getting accepted to a certain college. That was it's not like that today. Now, whatever, just go wherever. But back then it was just kind of like, if you didn't get accepted, you were a massive failure if you didn't go to the and then the way that like his mom goes, you can just go to City College with your friends, just enraged him. And he just ran out of the house. How dare you say I'm City College worthy?
Yeah.
It's like, man, it's just a different time.
And it just like the way that the movie starts is absolutely amazing. It's a dog like just on its back, laying back, and then you see a cat come out of a mailbox.
Welcome to the trailer park,
And that dog with the crusty elbows, man.
Yeah, with the crusty elbows.
The dog has some crusty elbows.
Yeah. But I really did enjoy it. I love the beta. The beta was absolutely amazing. When you found out he was gonna get killed and he was gonna be left as bait.
The beta.
Yeah. That laughing scene killed me too,
wasn't he?
They're coming to get me. But that was really good. That was pretty good. I liked it. So I gave it an 84%, 100 entertainment value in my opinion. It was really good.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Awesome. Who's next? Jonas?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
All right. We're gonna save Mo for later.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. That's a good idea. So I gave this one. I'm just gonna say it. I love this movie.
Was this your first time watching this, Jonas?
Yes, it was. So after Great Outdoors, I was like, oh no, I really want to like whatever it is gets suggested next, and I did. So like, I like this from the moment that the theme started. It's just normal credits and like a adventure theme. I like, okay, I'm in. So the premise is something that sounds like an 80s movie that gets remembered better than it was. Like there is another 80s film that I'm not going to say the name of that I really don't like that much, and people would hate me for not liking it because it's incredibly overrated. So the nostalgia factor is not there for me on this one. I just enjoyed the film. I will say, like, the dialogue, I miss dialogue where they will let some of it be in the performance and your imagination. I'm not trying to say that this is Shakespeare or anything like that. I'm not trying to say that this is less is more drama acting, but no one is explicitly stating their feelings out loud. You're reading it on their faces. And that's not something that happens with movies like this anymore. Everybody has to tell you exactly what they're feeling. In this one, there's none of that. It's just a good, adventurous, kind of cheesy, and I love kind of cheesy story about a guy who wants better things. You can see a little Luke Skywalker in him. In fact, I was surprised there weren't more Star Wars references. You can see a little Tron in this movie. You can see, actually, there was some Space Camp. Space Camp was later, I think. But there are so many things that are like, okay, I can see why they did that here because of those weird gyroscope things that they have at NASA. That's probably why the Death Blossom looked the way it did. There's so much that I loved about this. And I like the characters throughout. The only thing I did not like was Centauri taking his face off. That just freaked me out. Yeah.
Why is that?
With the
I don't know. I just prefer thinking of him as like an old huckster.
An old guy that wants money.
Yeah, exactly. So I loved it. And I kept thinking to myself, whatever world they're a part of reminds me of Epcot, like the original Epcot, not this like drinking around the world Epcot. Like I love that hopeful vision of the future. This is a guy who has like, he's down on his luck, but the world is still good. And he just has to kind of remember it. I really, really like that, as opposed to the whole world is crap kind of mentality that we get anymore. So
what's really funny is that when he's back home and the assassins show up, you know, and like one of the assassin's arms gets shot off and all that stuff. It's like he's not thinking about his mom or his brother that's going to get killed. It's like Centauri, who's died in the car. He was like, all right, I'm going to be the Starfighter. Let's do this, you know? And it's like, he's not like, even though they're telling him more assassins are going to come to your home over and over. And it's like, well, okay, let's just make it happen. So, but it was Centauri that,
I also like that when the arm came off, I was like, that's a little dark. I wonder why they did that. And then there was a story reason why the arm, I mean, it didn't take long for it to pay off, but the arm getting cut off actually had a plot reason there for a moment. So,
did you like the little laser scenes, like the laser guns?
I loved it.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. The language in this it's actually, I think it's a little bit less than E.T. And when you're actually sitting there, like ticking the box on like how much cursing they're using, shockingly, the little kid has just as much cursing as Alex, which is maybe 4 lines between the two of them that have cursing in it. And it's less than the Goonies, I'll say that. So
the S word was big in the 80s. I don't know why they love throwing that S word in there all the time. So
yeah, the standards were completely different in the 80s. This is very low cursing for an 80s film that was considered appropriate for kids. Now there'd be parents up in arms for something like this. So
interesting. Mo.
All right. Here we go. All right.
We got a poll running in the chat.
Okay. So everybody's like hovering around 80, and I'm like, 75. What's wrong with you? All right.
75 is a C.
Oh my God.
Crazy,
I cannot
bro.
believe. Oh, wow.
75 that's crazy work right there.
Disappointed.
Man. Holy cow.
All right.
Can we go back to your honey
all
bun
right,
take?
75. So, okay. So when I rate movies, I have to base it off of other things that are kind of in that realm that I like. Like Krull, like Enemy Mine. Like, so I don't think it gets to that level. So and I loved it growing up. I really did enjoy it. The Death Blossom, I remember all that. I always loved the cool cars. I like the green tail lights. I love how I do enjoy the play between the alien and Alex. I like the romantic. You know, I think his girlfriend. By the way, if you get a girl like that, keep her, because if she's like, "Oh, I love you," just into the stars after she has to deal with after
she made out with a beta.
Yeah. So, but at least he gets blasted.
Why the people got acolyte. Yeah. Oh my God! I'm sorry.
Man, I'm getting drilled here. You know what? I will take it. Give me all of your old produce. All right, I deserve it. But you know what? I'm standing by my score. 75. I love the movie. It's a bit slapdash in the delivery of the lines, and it kind of goes a little faster than it probably should. I wish it would kind of had a better rhythm, but I really enjoyed. I enjoyed all the creativeness of the movie. I really enjoyed that. I do enjoy the CGI. It, like, back then, it was amazing. Like that and Tron, which used the same kind of technology, is just how they could pull that off, because the amount of power it took to make that was insane. Like, you didn't just play it like a video game. It had to render like Toy Story, but it was 1984.
Yeah, did you see they render it in the credits? It said they used the Craze supercomputer. Mm-hmm. There we go. 2 cents. Got the right idea there.
And apparently 2 million of that 15 million budget was just the special effects.
Wow.
Which, even if you ramp that up, because that was state of the art, it literally was.
Right.
If you like do whatever 41 years later, which makes me sad to even say that, that's still a small budget for CGI. That's pretty insane that they were able to pull that off with what they could do. But I did enjoy the inventiveness. I thought it fell flat in a few areas because I thought there were movies that did it better. Like I said, Enemy Mine. I loved the Flight of the Navigator. I enjoyed quite a bit. Didn't use CGI, but I liked the story in there. So I love the Last Starfighter. I grew up watching that on HBO all the time. I thought it was a great movie. But as far as like compared to other 80s movies that I like, I don't think it got to. Oh boy, here comes the comments. I see my notification. But I think it's I'm just saying, like and you'll see once we cover these movies, because we will, like where I'm coming from. But 75 is not bad. I'm just saying, like, there's lots of 80s movies that I like, and this is just, for whatever reason, from what I watched growing up, this is a 75 compared to some of my other favorite movies. Like somebody mentioned Kroll in the comments.
Oh man, that's going back.
That is I love that movie. That the way they did the fantasy there with a smidge of like a very small amount of technology, it was like I thought that was great, and that I would probably rate higher. Some people wouldn't, but I think 75 is a good score for this movie. I really enjoyed it. I watched it with my son. He enjoyed it. He thought the CGI was a bit janky, but considering what he sees nowadays, I can understand. But he really enjoyed the movie. He loved Centauri. He thought it was an awesome character. So I did get to introduce it to a new generation. My son would probably have a better review, so you could take that for me. So
700 people here. Thank you. We're gonna let Blaine go last since he's our guest. I don't know why I have all these on the stage. Here's mine right here.
Most justifications that his son would like it better than he did. That doesn't help.
It just says your son has better taste than you.
Yeah, he's like, my kid would like this better because he's childlike and innocent, but I'm bittered and angry about my honey bun situation. So
yeah,
I don't want the sins of the father to be visited upon the son. All right, and sweaty honey buns are freaking gross. I stand by my review of The Last Starfighter, and I stand by my hatred of sweaty honey buns.
All right. The only review you need to read on Criticless is mine. 92. Most excellent. This was a movie about video games. If you're a gamer and you understand, if you remember those times where you had to beg your mom and dad for a freaking quarter because you wanted to play a video game, or you cut someone's grass so you can get a pocket full of quarters to go play video games. This was awesome. This was awesome to me that you could actually play a video game and something cool will happen to you. When you were told your whole life that those things will rot your brain, you shouldn't be having those. Like, video games are bad. It's the ultimate video game film. So I love the adventure that he goes on and the journey that it took him all the way to almost to the brink of death, where the alien had to yell at him like, "Will you freaking shoot the gun?" And then finally it just snapped for him. And then there was a little cheat code in there. You know, when he had that special little thing and the ship started spinning and it blew up all the other ships. It was awesome. It was awesome. They actually made a video game for this for the Nintendo.Id you guys know that?
No.
Yeah, there was it was a Nintendo. And I think I might have a little bit of what it looked like. Let's see. That's the trailer. Yeah, here we go. But yeah, I gave it a 92. I thought it was awesome, and I love silly, fun movies with an adventure because we're losing that adventurous spirit. But yeah, this is the listen to that, like 8-bit. There's the video game. So yeah, it's right up there. He died right away, like playing the game. So. Yeah, going through the minefield, you know, and shooting the game and all that stuff. So this was the demo. But yeah, it was. I thought it was awesome, and would love to see more fun films like that. They're very simple to make. Like that's what I'm saying. It's like the story wasn't complicated. He won at a video game, and you know, the adventure continues. Just little fun things like that. And he wins the day, you know, like that's it. It's hero's journey, wins the day.
Yeah.
92.
There's about half a dozen sets on this entire film too. Like it's they do a lot with very little, other than this $2 million for the CGI, which I was actually surprised at how much they use CGI. I was expecting like a shot here, a shot there, but there are extended sequences where there's a lot of it. So I'm really impressed with, I mean, for 1984, really impressed with this movie.
It also made about 30 million in the box office for a 15 million budget, maybe because they gave away the entire film in the teaser trailer. Not too many people went to see it. But all right, Blaine, you're up. You know how to share your screen?
Oh yeah, I can. Yeah, hold on.
Now this is going to determine if you have more people showing up to Criticless or not. Like, just no pressure.
Oh, yeah, because my my account is run by a MySpace Tom account, and so it's my follower count is hidden for everyone.
Oh,
but
let me know when you're ready.
I think. Hold on, we're getting there. Yeah, I found it. Is it showing up?
I see it. All right, I'm going to add it to the screen. You ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Yeah. So I accompanied my review with a nice synthwave song. I had to add the vibe, while you're reading. But yeah, so I gave this thing an 82. I saw it when I was a kid as well. I had a blast watching it again this time. It was kind of one of those flashback moments where you forget how that it was nostalgic for you because it's been so long, and like the scene where the beta, his face is all jacked, and even when he takes his head off and it's like on the table beside him sitting there like looking at the brother, and that was just, I was like, holy crap, I remember that. It freaked me out when I was a kid. So yeah, all of that was a big flashback, but I took my review in a little bit of a different direction, essentially just talking about how the whole community element of this movie kind of really got me because, it kicks off in the trailer park and we've talked about it a bunch, but it's like with the family and friends and everybody around watching him playing games. And it kept pivoting back to this family and the girlfriend and all this stuff, this whole communal element. And you just don't really see that in films and stuff that much anymore. They don't really prioritize that kind of thing. And so I don't know. It was really kind of special. I thought it was really cool. And so it's one of those things where I want to see more of that type of stuff in modern film, where it's like, it's a simple story about a hero's journey who just wants, it's a young man who wants to become the best version of himself. And we kind of get that where he feels like he's failing because he doesn't make it into college and all this stuff. And then he ends up, saving the galaxy. And so very simple concept, but just done really well. And we mentioned the cheesiness earlier, but it's like I totally embrace the cheese. I love it. Like just all of those elements. This is as quintessential 80s as you can get, and I thought it still holds up. I mean, obviously the special effects and stuff like Mo was talking about, it's, it is what it is, but it's of its time. This was one of the first CGI movies, so you can't judge it too hard. And the practical effects in here are great. Like the way that all the like scrotum faces looked, those guys looked awesome. I was all on board with it. So yeah, I think it's a really fun movie. Yeah, it's great. So 82 from me, and I definitely recommend checking it out. I think my kids were talking about actually watching it while we were doing the show. I normally watch stuff like this with them if it's appropriate enough, and that was kind of where I was with the family friendly thing, where it's like there are a few sexual jokes and things, but it's hidden away well enough that it doesn't make it so that kids can't see this. It's just kind of like oh.
Listen, if you grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, hiding Playboys was like a staple for some young men. It's just, I don't know what it is. It just was one of those things. Everybody had a friend for some reason had access to Playboys, and he hid them all over. So it was like
it was always the stepdad or
it was something
yes.
like I don't know what it was, but that's how it is.
It's crazy, man.
There you go.
Yeah.